Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about celiac disease. Celiac disease is also called as gluten sensitive enteropathy. It is actually T cell mediated autoimmune disease in which tolerance occurs to wheat, rye, barley and oats. Okay, this is given by the mnemonic BRO. So there is tolerance to barley, there is tolerance to rye and oats and wheat. What is the etiology? Etiology is here the patient, it can be due to environmental factor where there is gliadin, due to gliadin which is a component of gluten. Or it can be due to genetic factors which can be due to HLA DQ2 and HLA DQ8. Okay, or it can be due to immunological types which includes anti-tissue transglutaminase, or it can be due to anti-endomysial antibodies, or it can be due to anti-deaminated gliadin peptide. Anti-deaminated gliadin peptide. Then if you see the clinical features, the baby presents first in these there will be atrophy of small bowel mucosa. Because of this atrophy of small bowel mucosa, this mucosa is helpful in absorption of foods. This is helpful in absorption. So now there is malabsorption. So because of that, this will present with diarrhea, there will be vomiting, there will be abdominal distension, failure to thrive, and there can be after stomatitis can be seen. Then the next feature is there will be malabsorption, right? If there is iron malabsorption, this will result in anemia is seen in the patients because of iron malabsorption. If there is calcium or vitamin D malabsorption, then obviously whenever there is vitamin D deficiency or calcium deficiency, it leads to rickets in children. It can even cause enamel hypoplasia of the teeth can be there, or it can also cause osteoporosis. Then if there is again deficiencies, if there is any malnutrition, obviously the baby undergoes atrophy of the muscles is seen if there is malnutrition. Then there can be vitamin B deficiencies like B1 or B12 deficiencies. This can lead to, in the CNS, it can lead to peripheral neuropathy and the baby will be irritable, and sometimes it can also lead to epilepsy also. Then if there is any endocrine deficiencies, if there is calcium and vitamin D deficiency along with malnutrition, because of malnutrition there will be, the baby will be short statured, and because of calcium and vitamin D deficiency there will be secondary hyperparathyroidism can occur, right? And as I have said, it is an autoimmune condition, so there will be some skin lesions like dermatitis herpetiformis, alopecia areata may be seen, and sometimes we even see erythema nodosum also, right? Then what are the other associated conditions? The celiac disease is also associated with dermatitis herpetiformis, Down syndrome, Williams syndrome, and it is also associated with Addison's disease. Then it is associated with IgA deficiency, it is associated with Turner syndrome and type 1 diabetes mellitus. Then diagnosis, if you see this celiac disease is diagnosed by two mandatory requirements are present, that is two mandatory criteria are present. One, if you do a biopsy, you should find out villus atrophy should be present, along with hyperplasia of crypts should be seen. Villus atrophy with hyperplasia of the crypts should be seen, and along with that, second, there should be full clinical remission should be seen after gluten withdrawal, After gluten withdrawal, you should see the full clinical remission. That means the person should be completely normal once you remove the gluten. These two are very important. So how are you going to treat it? Treatment is you will have to give lifelong gluten free diet is given. You should never give gluten to the baby. Thank you guys for watching.